Hi, this is Matt. I'm going to talk about refreshing matches in NextComp version 3. And this is a demo of how to do that using the new wizard. So from the start page, you'll want to click on the wizards link. And then there's a new wizard called Refresh Matches, which will take you to this page. And this page has two main tabs, Refresh Scope Cuts and Refresh Job Codes. And you'll need to do both of those, and I'm going to start with refreshing the scope cuts. The first thing you'll want to do is select a publisher. In this case, I'll choose Milliman, and then a source from that publisher, and in this case, I'll choose the Puget Sound Regional. And then I'll need to tell the wizard what the previous survey version is, and then what the current survey version is. And you'll notice that the previous version does not show up, so you can't have the same version on both sides. This will populate two tables at the bottom, one for the scope cuts in the previous survey and one for the scope cuts in the current survey. And the bold indicates that there's a match. And if there's no bold, then it's not a match, but that's okay because those are equivalent. And then I'll click Save, and it'll tell me that it was updated less than a minute ago. Now I'll move over to the refresh job codes, and it remembers that I'm working on that particular publisher, source, and version. And now I have a listing of job codes and titles. And what I want to do here is I want to page through both sides until I find a row where there's no bold. And in this case, I can see that all of these rows are matching up. The job codes are the same from the last year to the current year. So I'll just continue paging through until I find a row that does not match up. And here we go. And I can see that both of these tables are on page 6. And there's a job last year that was 3.06, and it's not in the current survey. So I need to insert a blank row where job 3.06 would have been. And then I can see right below that 3.07 lines up, and it's all bold again. So then I'll continue paging through until I find another row that does not match up. And this would be the similar process if you were going to be updating scope cuts. It's exactly the same. You'll continue paging through until you find a page that has some rows that are not bold. And so here we go. We have traffic coordinator last year, and it's not in this survey's current version, so we'll go ahead and insert a row where that job would have been in the current survey. So then I'll continue through and basically just doing this until I get all the way through the pages showing the job codes and titles. So there's a few more here near the end. Here we go. So last year we had a 5 point, let's see, we're going to insert one there for safety, right above safety coordinator. 5.29 was the last year's job code, and we don't have that in the current survey's version. And I believe we'll just continue going through until we get to the next page with no bold on one of the rows, and we'll insert another row to line those up. We're getting near the end of the pages now, so pretty much this is almost done. There we go. And just to show you how some of the other buttons work, you can actually move rows up and down. And besides inserting blank rows, you can remove blank rows. So I'll go ahead and show you how to move rows up and down. I'll move this particular row up, which will basically flip-flop 8.11 and 8.12, and you can see that now we don't have any bolding. But if I move 8.12 down, it will be bolded again. And similarly, if I accidentally insert a row where I didn't want to insert a row, I can just select the blank row and remove that. And that is now all completely lined up and all the job codes are matching across the rows. So now we'll go ahead and save that, and we'll get an indication that that has been saved. So data updated less than a minute ago. And now before you actually do anything else, you'll want to open a report in Excel. So here's what the report looks like in Excel. And it shows you the pay plan or project and some information about your job, as well as information about the matches. And then on the far right, it will show you the job mapping from the previous version to the new version. And you'll want to definitely make sure that that report has data in it before you refresh the matches. And when you're ready to do that, you'll just click the Refresh Matches Now and then click OK, and that will actually run the wizard